What's going on, everybody? It's game day. It is game time. It is over. The game is over. Memphis Grizzlies beat the LA Clippers, and we got Wayno here, baby. What's up, Wayno?
Welcome to the post-game show. Grizzlies win with your host, Kenny. I hate the 80s. Stubberfield. Woo!
Yeah, that take has not aged well. I will say that today. I got smoked in the comment section of Anthony Sain's show, and the group chat has been banging on me the entire time. So, man, listen.
Did you say you hate Prince?
I said he's overrated.
Oh,
I said he's overrated. He's overrated.
green blouses.
Oh, by the way, yeah, that's right. You've been suspended. Anthony Sain said we have to suspend you for the gun fingers. Yes,
That's fair.
It's
fair.
the block out the noise. What is? Oh man, the Grizzlies win tonight. They beat the LA Clippers in LA in the Intuit Dome, 112-107. And I wanted to say, this show is sponsored. We have a new sponsor for the show.
Yeah, you do.
Aspiration, the tree company, is the sponsor for the show.
I'm planting trees for every 3-pointer Kawhi Leonard hit today after the show. So we'll film it, send it in.
Exactly. I want everybody to go plant a tree tomorrow in honor of the Grizzlies win over the LA Clippers. It's not often, Wayno. Like, just let everybody know real quick. Me and you had a conversation prior to coming on the show. Mm-hmm. What time is it in Australia right now?
All right, so the game started at 2:00 for me, 2:00 in the Arvo, and it is now hit 4:30.
Oh God!
So
that's
like
lovely.
I think I said to Luke last time we were recording together. It's like it's so always catch myself when I'm talking to you guys because for me that's how it's just always been. Like games are through the day. Like I never had night games. So
yeah, no, that's amazing. Yeah, it is 11:30 over here in the great state of Memphis, Tennessee. Or the great state of Memphis. And it's late, man. I'm tired. I was up at Grind City Brewing early this morning, getting set up for all the shows. I came up, I had to take a nap, bro. I was so tired.
Here I am yelling at everyone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you hate on this couch all the time. I had to lay down on this couch today just for a little bit. Just to get a little bit of rest, dude. I'm so tired.
The problem with it, Kenny, it's a single guy couch, and you're not a single guy, man. Like
that is it.
That couch belongs on the set of Seinfeld. That's where that couch belongs.
That is the truth, man. The Grizzlies, it was a definitely an interesting first half. They were down by double digits quite a bit in that the majority of the first half, the majority of the third quarter as well, until at the very end of the third quarter, they started to kind of, exert their dominance in the paint. They started doing some good things in the paint, got the lead was it the fourth quarter they got the lead and then just extended it out. So,
I mean, I don't know, like I watched the Magic Detroit game before this, and I don't know what the league sent out as far as like the officiating was, and I wasn't going to blame the officiating even if we lost this game, but it was just super weird. Like at one point they're letting them play physical, the next point they're calling all these touch fouls. It was exactly the same in the Orlando game. By the way, our former boy Bane, he went off for 37, so great win for them. But just a weird officiated game. I don't think anyone either side was really happy with the officiating tonight.
Yeah, no, it was definitely it was a uniquely called game. It was like little touch fouls. I mean, I understand, some of the fouls. When you have James Harden and Kawhi Leonard on your team, you're going to get fouls called against you. I thought Jaylen Wells had multiple foul calls. Vince Williams had multiple foul calls that were kind of that were just normal. Like this is how James and Kawhi have made their hay throughout their entire career, right? Like they just get these kind of goofy foul calls, but it was a weirdly called game. I noticed halfway through the fourth quarter, Zack Edey had a massive scratch on the back of his neck. And I was like, this guy was getting crushed all game. But let's do this before we go any further. Let's go through some of the box score and just walk through some of the guys that had really good games for the Grizzlies tonight. Player of the game for me, and I don't know what you think. My player of the game is Jaren Jackson Jr. I thought he had a fantastic game tonight. 31 minutes, 20 points, 9 of 13 from the field, 3 of 5 from the three-point line, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He had 0 rebounds tonight. Did he have 0 rebounds tonight?
I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this is the gift and the curse with having a unicorn on your team. Ask New York, ask Washington, ask Boston fans about Porzingis. Like, Jaren is at times like the biggest advantage you have on the court, yet can also flip that and also be the biggest deficit on the court. And we've seen that. Like, we've seen him struggle. And, I'm sure Rusty is sitting back in his couch smiling right now. I G'd him up pretty hard the other day.
Yeah.
I used the old, I got a tech once in a state league game. I asked the ref if his eyes were painted on, and I teed up pretty quick. So I pulled that old card out. But I mean, Jaren, man, you got to give it to him. Like the OT game against the Pelicans, I mean, he really put it on his shoulders and really you could see him like really, he was still struggling, but he was going at like head down, let's go. Yeah. And look, we talked about it as well before the show, 2 silly fouls, like the charge down 3 and the slap away, like he just like both times I think led to like 3-point possessions at the other end. But then you have the upside of Jaren, which is when he's playing downhill at his size and his length, like he's got a real nice touch around the rim. He'll use the backboard, like he could just get to the rim. Yeah. But as always, he's got to stay aggressive. That's the key. He's got to.
And that was what, especially in the fourth quarter, I think he ended the game with, did he have 9 points or did he have double digits? And I was kind of getting ready for the show when the game ended. But I think I think he had double-digit points in the fourth quarter of this game, which was huge, right? Like they needed their star to step up. And obviously with Ja Morant being out, Jaren is the guy to do that. And I agree with what you're saying. Like it was the aggressiveness and the intentionality that he went to the basket with. Like one of the things, I think the thing that has frustrated us a lot about Jaren is just his timidness and taking the ball to the basket. The people kind of keeping the ball low, showing the ball too early, getting it stripped, or getting knocked down to the ground way too easily. In the fourth quarter tonight, he really stepped up and put the team on his shoulders offensively. And I think Jaren led the Grizzlies to the win in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, look, there is a reason why he gets paid $240 million. Yeah, you'd like to even show up a bit more than what he has recently, but everyone, maybe he does have the yips. Who's to say? Yeah. But and I think this is a reason why I probably give a little bit more grace to the coach than most, is that I really liked what we've seen since the Boston game. Because what do you do when you don't have dogs on your team? Like, there's only so many in the league. Do you know what I mean? There's only so many like real guys who get in your face, beat the shit out of you, like who are willing to throw a punch. I mean, you don't want Isaiah Stewart on your squad, like, because he can become ineffective. He can become very Draymond Green, like he can get suspended for games. And then like, if your best player is that guy and you're losing him from a suspension, like you're just shooting yourself in the foot. But the thing you do when you don't have dogs is you implement consistency. Yeah. And something that Indiana did really, really well last year is resilience. And that's what we've done this season. Like, that's what I've seen since that Boston game is just resilience, consistency. I mean, Jesus, I never thought we'd ever see consistency out of Santi, but here we are.
We're there.
And I think that's going to feed off. If your bench guys are showing that fight and showing that resilience, it's only going to feed into your starters when they come back. And I think it's feeding into Jaren a bit now. Like, I think we've definitely seen that. These last 2 games has been fantastic. Can't knock him at all.
No, not at all. And I think we have to go to the other big man on the floor, and that's the guy that I said that Jaren was probably my player of the game. Zack Edey is 1B in player of the game. Listen, how dominant can you be when you take 4 shots in a game, only score 5 points, and only shoot 2 free throws in a game? He only scored 5 points in this game. but he was dominant. He had
Yeah.
21 rebounds tonight.
It's the threat of Edey, and by default, the space he takes up on the court. It was what we like. Because when you look at like when Jock's on the floor and Edey's on the floor, yes, they're both bigs, but they play the big role differently. If you want to think of it in tree-like form, Jock is more the trunk, where Edey is the leaves.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's the high leaves, the high coverage. So, I mean, we saw how good he could be. I've been calling him Greedy Edey. All these rebounds he's gobbling up like Pac-Man. Like, he's been fantastic. But we saw, the contrast between the Pelicans game where he was playing against a smaller big and what Zubac did to him today. He totally took away the lob for Edey. I don't think he had one lob today, did he?
No, he didn't. I think Jaren. Yeah. I think Cam tried to throw him one, and I think Jaren tried to throw him one. Yeah. But he dominated the game, and so and
that's that resilience, that is the prime example why we needed Jaren to step up today as well. Because if Edey is not going to be that lob threat, he still showed resilience, still found a way to grab 20 boards.
Mm-hmm.
But then Jaren was able to step up and go, all right, offense on me.
Yeah. No, it was what I liked about what Zach did on the boards tonight so much was that he extended possessions for the Grizzlies, right? Like the box outs, the tip outs, his ability to get his hands on basketballs when they are coming off the rim, like just with his size and his length, he's able to just get his hands everywhere, and he kept balls alive and kept possessions going, and it was such a beautiful thing to watch. And again, once again, it's another example, I think, of the growth that we've seen in Zack Edey, in that, like last year in his rookie season, in his rookie campaign, they lost 3 straight times to the Clippers, and Zubac dog walked him last year.
Yeah. I think Zubac had like 20 boards against him.
Yeah.
Last year.
Zubac really took it to him last year. And it absolutely flipped on its head tonight. In their first matchup against the Clippers of the season, they absolutely Zack Edey absolutely dog walked Zubac, and that was awesome to see.
Yeah, definitely. No back down from Edey. I mean, you just love the kid. I mean, there's a reason why fans are throwing the question mark out there on, is he our most important piece? The record seems to reflect so. We've definitely lost with Jaren just on the court. We've definitely lost with Jar on the court.
Yeah.
Seems to be a tale of two teams when Edey's out there. I just hope we get back some players like from injury soon. Like, if our bench is this good, I mean, and that's the other thing, like with our coach, like he's really developed our bench. And that's not to say that I don't say that to say that like we don't need our stars, we don't need our starters. I'm just saying that when those guys get back, hopefully they're better. And there's no fall off when the bench comes on. Everyone knows their roles. I hear the rotation thing all the time, and everyone has a valid point with it. 100%. I'm not watching this with blinders on and with Isolo love glasses on or anything. You know what I mean? Like I see it. I definitely see it. But he's like really brought out the best in our bench.
Yeah. Well, as someone said in the comment section, they didn't know that our bench was number 1 in scoring in the NBA this year, and that's the truth. And so that is a big strength, and I think it is. Anthony talked about on his show today, where he's talking about he's kind of seeing exactly what Isolo is trying to do, and that's in these little 5-minute spurts with the starters, put it on them really fast, then extend the lead out, continue to extend the lead out with the bench, and have a deep bench. And I'll stand on this as much as I know the record doesn't necessarily back it up, even though the Grizzlies are now they won 4 out of 5 and are now 8-12 on the year. I still think this is the deepest, most talented team the Grizzlies have had since John Morant has joined this team. And go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, and like even in saying that, like it's still not a complete roster to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's still not a complete, like, I've touched on before in the chat that it's like the Lakers did it, with I think the Utah trade and bounced us in that first round. They don't make that trade, they don't win that series. Knicks did it with OG.
Right.
They make so like there's still room, and we've seen from Zach Kleiman this season, like he's on the hot seat for sure, and he came out swinging at the start of free agency. Made a lot of moves, snagged a lot of. So I don't think like anything is finals. I don't think this is the final team we ride out into the sunset in for the rest of this season at all. Like I think there's still room and moves to be made to improve the squad.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think they're going to be active at the trade deadline. I think they're going to do some stuff. Even reports came out today, and we can talk about that in a second, about a potential Sacramento King that the Grizzlies are interested in or talking about. I don't know how much weight I put into that, but it's a guy that they have been.
Don't say Zack Edey.
No, it's not. It's not. Oh, okay. They've been targeting this guy. This guy has been on the radar for a while, and so that would be. It'd be super interesting, but I don't disagree with you. I do think there's some things that you could actually do to make the roster even better. But the roster as it stands right now, I do think that you have guys that come in that have very clear, distinct roles on this team and without the drop off, right? Without the drop off that you might see.
And the rotations suck, but I fully expect them to expand our stars role as we get deeper into the season. The thing I do really like about it is the expectation when you step on the court for the role guys.
Yeah.
You know your minutes. You need to produce in those minutes. If you don't produce, you don't perform, or you don't come ready, you don't show up to work. And that structure is what we've been missing. I don't want to dump on Jenkins, but like it wasn't there with Jenkins. And like this, yes, maybe a bit more what's the word, like firm fist, or like a bit more harder, a bit more regiment, I suppose, like for a better word. But it is what it is, and like I think for me mentally, I just moved past the rotations. Like I'm not going to be happy with them. And so I think
you have to at this point, right? Like, are we going to keep beating that drum? Like
it's like he's in some ways I kind of commend him for sticking to his guns. Like he's got a game plan, he's going to execute it no matter what. Definitely no matter what the fans say. But in saying that, I don't think he's a smart dude. He's not so closed-minded that he's not listening to his players. Yeah. But he's certainly put the expectation on his players.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's talk about Jaylen Wells for a second. Jaylen Wells, 28 minutes, 13 points, 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 6 from the three-point line, 8 of 8 from the free throw line, which means he got to the free throw line quite a bit. Got his and Brevin and Pete were talking about it on the broadcast. His footwork has gotten really, really nice when he has the ball in his hands, especially even when he picks up his dribble. You see him get separation using his footwork, even when he doesn't have a live dribble. And it's a very unique, it's a very different thing. It's a unique thing to him this year than it was last year. Last year, he was mainly just a stand-alone shooter, a guy who's, a 3-and-D type of guy who stood in the corner and just knocked down shots. And he's still doing that. He has in the last like 3 or 4 games has really jumped up his scoring and shooting ability again. Like it's coming back. But tonight he had, I think probably one of the harder jobs in this game, and that's guarding Kawhi Leonard and guarding James Harden. And let's be frank about it. Kawhi Leonard and James Harden went off tonight. They were awesome tonight.
Dude, but they were in double digits at the end of the first quarter.
Right.
They were nearly both, I think, 18 and 17 at the end of I was like, we are not traveling well. And like, as much as I don't think Kawhi is like a great leader, I don't think he's a fantastic superstar and not someone I'd invest my money in personally. Like you can't deny the talent.
You see him do those things tonight. Like you see him, those things he's done over his career, man.
That's why you pay those guys that much. I mean, he kept them in that game. Like that was, if we mess up 1-2 possessions at the end there, we lose this game in a heartbreaker.
Dude, Kawhi,
after that battle back.
Kawhi was 15 of 24 from the field tonight, 3 of 7 from the three-point line, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. That guy, he is one of the most insanely gifted players I've ever seen pick up a basketball. And Jaylen Wells had to guard him. And if KCP was on the floor, Vince Williams was on the floor, then he would have to guard James Harden. And I thought he gave them fits tonight. Even though they had their points, the reason they had their points is because nobody else really did anything. It was Kawhi, it was James, and then the next highest guy was John Collins with 10 points in the game. But
I mean, you touched on it at the start of the show with Wells and like him defensively, and I thought he had some real rough calls. Like we talked about the officiating as well, like real rough, and like way to bounce back in the fourth. Like
yes.
But I think the thing I always struggle with Wells, because we always kind of look at him like, especially last year, had such a
a breakout rookie.
I mean, he beats out a solid veteran for the spot, whether he showed up out of shape or not. Like, he beats him out, he gets the start. And I just, my question mark's always with him, like, because I think we try to compare him a bit to TA, but with the jump shot, with a 3-point shot.
Oh God. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the expectation of his defense, at least.
Right.
But my sort of question is like, how much do you weigh up his output versus his defense? Because before that fourth quarter, I was already thinking maybe coach should have just went to Wells and just went, don't worry about the points.
Yeah.
Your job is to lock those guys down. That's it. We don't care about stats. But then fourth hits, and he really played well in that fourth.
Yes. No, he was awesome tonight. It is so easy in basketball to when you're getting points scored on you, it's so easy to get discouraged and allow it to impact the rest of your game. And I appreciated the fact that Jaylen Wells didn't allow it to. He didn't take bad shots. He stayed within the flow of the offense, got his fouls, got his shots at the free throw line, made shots when they were there, but just kept playing hard defense and just kept making Kawhi and James work. And you could tell in the fourth quarter, especially with James Harden, he was kind of washed at that point in the fourth quarter because of the defense that Jaylen Wells had been playing on him all game. So
yeah,
it was a great game for Jaylen Wells. I loved the way he just fought tonight.
I think it was such a good team win tonight, if anything. Because if you would just look at that first three quarters, you would have just walked away, you would have went. I mean, we were down 5 at the first quarter, down 13 in the second. We battled back a bit to down 3 in the third, and then we ended up winning it by 5. So it was such a I don't know, it was just an odd game. It was officiated odd. I want to give a shout out to KCP as well.
Yes, man. Let's look at his box score. 12 points, 4 of 10 from the field, 4 of 7 from the 3-point line, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and only 1 turnover. He had also had 1 steals. He was a plus 19 tonight, led the team in plus minus. Like that, it was so good to see him shoot the ball tonight.
Yeah, he just needed to see that shot fall, I think, a few times. And then, I got to admit, I was nervous on that fast break and he pulled up. And I was like, oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was so good to see him back out there playing and shooting the ball well. The fact that I think it's an underrated thing that he's been a starter his entire career everywhere he's been, right?
Yeah.
It's an underrated thing that you bring in a veteran, a guy who's a multi-time champion in this league, who is being paid good money to come here, who is now being asked to, in the first 20 games of the season, to then change his role to now being a bench guy. And the fact that he's taken that and run with it and is still continuing to work, still continuing to shoot, still continuing to do the things he's doing. That's the kind of stuff that veterans do for teams, right? He could easily be a guy if he wanted to, that he could have sulked and he could have been like, bro, I don't want to be a part of this, especially when they were losing 6 or 7, 8 games in a row. He could have been like, bro, I want out, right? But he stayed, he stuck, and now he's seeing some opportunities off the bench. And now he's starting to shoot the ball well. I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for what he's doing for the Grizzlies right now.
And look, we got some good vets because when the guys get back healthy, his role is going to be a bit questionable as well.
Yeah.
But I think I said it in the morning show. he's a guy that the Grizz want in that locker room.
Yeah.
Without it, like, you don't brush off that experience. And like, I hate defending him because I'm Aussie, but like Jock is the same thing. Like, I loved hearing that, he went to the coaching staff and said, if you want to keep Edey in, like, run with it, like he's playing well. Like, that's good vet business.
Yeah.
Just on Jock, I will say, like, fellow Aussie, praise him and all, but also fellow Aussie, call them out when they're a bit shit as well. I think his budgie smugglers were a bit tight today in the first half, or what?
Oh, time out.
What are you doing?
Time out. We're in Memphis. I need you to tell me what budgie smuggles are.
Oh, you know, Speedos. What Speedos are?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wear them every day.
You rock at the beach, wearing your budgie smugglers. It's like someone put a budgie down in front of your pants, smuggling a budgie to the beach. Man.
I like it. Jock
has no vertical. Jock
bro,
jump over a flat biscuit on the ground. Like, I thought he blocked himself 3 times.
Oh, he did.
Jesus, man. Like,
I need someone to pull Cam aside and say, stop trying to throw lobs to Jock.
What are you doing? I was like, mate, have you not seen this guy in practice?
Yeah,
like,
bro, it ain't happening.
Let him slide out to the 3-point line. That's some money, but man, you're not throwing no lobs.
That was rough. But again, he didn't allow it to impact his effort, right? Like, isn't that what we want for this Grizzlies team? Is like, and what I think has been so frustrating about our best 2 players is that it feels like when things go sideways, it's very difficult for them to bring it back, right?
Yeah.
Like
I admittedly am like, I don't ever doubt the talent. I think I said that on the first time I was on the $2 show last season, but it's going to take me a little bit of time to get over the Jar and the Lakers game.
Yeah.
He pulled the pin, man. Like, and like, to me, that's just a big no-no. And I'm like, I know everyone will defend him and that's fine.
No, I don't think anybody defends that.
I just, man, like, as far as like these guys growing up, I mean, it's that whole thing with GG Jackson. Like, it gets to a point where it's like the age cannot be a factor when you're year 3, year 4. Do you know what I mean? And it's the same thing a bit with Jaren almost, like, not so much Jaren, because I do feel like he might sulk, but he puts his head down and goes.
Right.
And he'll just try to work through it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like with Jaren, it's just like adversity and he just self implodes. Like, and I was like, you're not helping anyone. Like, we're all on your team. Like, we're all on your side. Like, let's do this. Like, let's go. Like,
we're here for you, man. We want you to succeed. Your effort and your intensity helps us win. And so even if you're missing shots and things aren't going perfectly for you, man, just keep playing. And that's what I liked about Jock Landale tonight. KCP this season. Cam Spencer, 25 minutes, 10 points, 4 of 9 from the field, 2 of 5 from the 3-point line, 4 assists. He had 4 turnovers, so we need to get that under control. I think 3 of those were lobs to Jock Landale. So I think so maybe we can half those. Maybe Jock can carry a half of those. So it cuts it in.
If Edey sat on a choc chip cookie and got up, I'd still have doubts if Jock could jump it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He might not be able to jump it. Somebody said in the chat just a second ago, we need to have a jump rope contest between Jock Landale and Zach Randolph.
Right.
But no,
they wouldn't even flip the rope. You'd trip over it.
Yeah, you would trip over
it. Face plant.
But no, he had 7 rebounds tonight. Jock Landale had 7 rebounds tonight.
And I feel like that's been his number, really.
Yeah.
That 6 to 7 mark rebound wise. And look, backup center, that's fine. That's what you want.
No, absolutely.
I just really like how we have a real inside big with Edey, but then we have an option now with Jock where he can roll to that 3-point line, and if it's open, he's going to take it. And look, he hit a big one today. He missed a big one as well. So, but he's pretty consistent with it.
Yeah. No, I mean he hit 2 in the second half tonight that were really good shots. I mean, that were needed for this Grizzlies team. I wanted to run through this number for you real quick. Jaren Jackson Jr., 3 of 5 Cedric Coward, 1 for 4. Jaylen Wells, 1 for 6. Vince Williams Jr., 2 for 7. Santi Aldama, 2 for 2. Jock Landale, 2 for 4. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 4 for 7. Cam Spencer, 2 for 5. What number is that? 17 out of 40.
Is that a 3-point shot tonight?
3-point shot tonight. They shot 43% as a team tonight from the 3-point line. I've
never seen so many air balls and short shots, by the way. It's my team in general. What was Santi baseline 18-footer going on, mate?
Oh, that dude. That was the same play that didn't Jock get blocked at the rim and then got the ball back and like floated. Oh my God. That was an embarrassing possession. I don't understand. I think it all started with Santi's little jumper from the baseline that was like, what in the world? Our group chat went crazy with that.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
But no, 17 of 40 from the 3-point line, 43%. I mean, that's fantastic shooting for the Grizzlies. They need, if they can get that kind of production, and it wasn't just like one dude went off. I mean, KCP was 4 for 7, but everybody shot the ball well, and they weren't shooting 9, 10 3-point shots. It was, they shot the ball in a rhythm, in the offensive rhythm of the game. And I thought that really, really, really impacted the game tonight.
Yeah. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
We haven't really spoke about him, and I'm sure everyone's dying for us to talk about him. But Cam Spencer, man, is he hitting dangerously jitty territory with God forbid he wins anything, because like people are gonna have like Cam Spencer tattoos. Like he's been amazing. I mean, you spoke about like Wells and his footwork. Cam's footwork this season has been outstanding. Like him being able to use the space and find his shot, even when heavily guarded, that's something I wouldn't have expected from him until maybe 2 seasons from now. But he's really been freaking great. And like for me, he's almost like one of the big question marks. Like, where does he fit in when everyone comes back?
Yeah,
because he's playing so well.
One of the things that Brevin talked about it on the broadcast tonight, and it was so true. Cam had a rough first half of the game. And then in the back half of the third quarter into the fourth quarter, he really started doing some really nice things. Shooting the ball well, getting a shot off. Brevin kept yelling at him, just shoot the ball. Don't worry about dribbling. And the problem that Cam was having in this game early on was that he was over dribbling, which is a blessing and a curse, because over dribbling in the NBA gets your ball stolen, right? Like over dribbling in the NBA, the windows to pass the ball, the windows to shoot the ball are so small and so fast that if you over dribble one dribble, it's gone, right?
Yeah.
And so you have to be very cognizant of how many of like you're over dribbling. But he stopped doing that. But I liked it. I don't. It's a blessing and a curse, because it means the game is slowing down a little bit for Cam too, where he's able to kind of see things and he's trying to manipulate the game a little, even when he has the ball. He's not just, I'm out here just for cardio, right? Like I'm out here just to pass the ball. I'm working things. I'm out here working and trying to get the offense looking, get us in a place where we're going to score a lot of baskets. Cam has become an automatic bucket for this team. Every time he comes out on the floor, he's getting points. He's getting shots off. In that game against was it the Dallas game, where he had multiple possessions in a row where he was just dime dropping to Jitty going down the middle. I mean, just unbelievable eyesight out there. I am a massive fan of Cam Spencer, and I think it does beg the question, like, listen, man, we're missing Scottie Pippen Jr. We're missing Ty Jerome. We're missing Ja Morant. We're missing who else is on the who else isn't out there? Is that the only guards that aren't out there right now? What's going to happen? Like it's so crazy the way that the trajectory that Cam Spencer has put himself on and Vince Williams has put himself on, because both of those guys have created a conversation around what's their role with this team when everybody's back. And
I think, whenever, we spoke about a little bit already about like when everyone is back, like there's no let up when the bench come on.
Yeah.
You know, like whether they shift one of those guys to like the starting gig or not, like when that bench comes on, there's going to be no let go of leads, you know, like which has been a massive problem for us in the past. So, I mean,
but the question though here is how many minutes in the rotation should we expect Cam to get? Because like, let's be frank about it. When Ty Jerome comes back, when Scottie Pippen Jr. comes back, there's an expectation. I think Vince has put himself in that rotation of I'm going to get minutes. And I think there's a strong case to say this team would be better if Vince was starting with Cedric and Ja out there when Ja comes back. There's an argument there. But the question really is about Cam. Like, so who you got? Ty Jerome coming off the bench, you got Scottie Pippen Jr. coming off the bench. Is there a world where you say, hey bro, Cam needs those minutes more than
well, I think that comes down to your savvy vet. I think that comes down to KCP going, hey, like, you know, I can be that voice in the locker room for you. I can be, when things start to come unstuck, I can be the guy who comes in and settles things. But I think Cam gets those minutes. I mean, I don't really have an answer for you because, hey, who am I to question the coach and his rotations, right?
right.
But you know, like he's just too hot at the moment, and you got to ride those guys that are shooting lights out. And
yeah,
here's another question for you. You've heard of white chocolate. What about our man? What about our man, dark chocolate? Vince Williams. Dark chocolate. Let's make it happen, boys. Let's go. I mean, is Ja going to average more assists than Vince when he comes back?
Listen, Vince is wild, dude. Like,
say it once. Say it once.
Do what?
Say it once. Dark chocolate. Say it. Say it once. I want to hear it.
Kendarius said, "Darkness."
Darkness. Oh, darkness.
It is so interesting. It is the last two seasons trajectory for Vince Williams Jr. has been unbelievable to me. Like, he went from being a guy coming out of his rookie season or his first year as a main player for the Grizzlies, and everybody's like, well, he's the next starter. Then he gets injured and has basically a lost season. And when he comes back, he's a shell of himself. And you're like, is it time to move on? And now he's back, and you're like, oh my God, this guy.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know, coach's ability to get this bench going and people hitting their full potential. Like, that's what I've been seeing. You know what I mean? Like, I know that the win column doesn't look great, but I mean, if you can develop that, it's so early in the year.
Yes.
I mean, Vince was everyone's first pick to be moved out in the next trade.
Yeah.
At the start of the season. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, do we really need him? Like, we banked his potential on the back of GG Jackson, and that's just like totally flipped. Like, who would have? I mean, what? And now Vince is out there. You know, I mean, is he going to hit 20 assists this season?
He wanted to. I mean, he got 17 2 nights ago.
Getting real. How many did you fish on tonight? I didn't see the stat.
He actually shot the ball.
He played. Oh man, yeah.
16 points. I mean, he didn't shoot the ball well. He's 7 of 17, but he had 16 points. And he had 5 assists, 3 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block.
Yeah,
and was minus 13. He was the plus minus loser in the clubhouse tonight, minus 13. Who cares about that stuff though? He was fine. My question is, if we go back to the conversation about, we've talked about Vince, and we got to know where we think of him. I think there should be a legitimate conversation about bringing him in the starting rotation, and bringing Wells off the bench. That's what I think. But because then you have a Ty Jerome, Jaylen Wells, and Santi Aldama bench. That to me is real wild. Nice. That's really nice.
Great length.
Right.
Which is something that we struggle against other teams with really good length.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to have that option for us.
Yeah. I think that I think the emergence of Cam and what he's doing, I'm just going to run this by you and see what you think. I think the emergence of Cam has made KCP expendable at the trade deadline because you package a KCP Brandon Clark contracts together, you get back the guy that is being reported that we're talking about from the Sacramento Kings, right? Like that becomes a situation where you have.
Yeah, it's time for us to condense that roster. Do you know what I mean? Send out a bit more quantity and bring in a bit more quality. So I wouldn't be opposed to that. The player you're talking about, you want to tell everyone.
Yeah, the reports are is that the Grizzlies are in touch with DeMar DeRozan, right? Or in touch with the Sacramento Kings about DeMar DeRozan. A KCP Brandon Clark trade or a consolidation trade gets you DeMar DeRozan. And so I guess my thought process is at the beginning of the season, I would have never told you, like KCP is a guy that I thought would be somebody who contributed to this team right now, to winning right now. When maybe Cam's emergence and what he's doing on the floor, it now gives you the freedom to make a trade that makes the team even that much better.
I think we're going to probably lose someone we really like, but we'll bring back some really good talent. I don't know if that particular move makes sense in the aspect of what does that do as far as Coward and Wells moving forward, and Vince. You could throw Vince in there as well. Like with Coward, like, you know, tonight I was third quarter, I was like, yeah, best to pull him out. Like he's having a real rookie game, but he really does, like that fourth, he really does just affect winning. You know, he does the right things. He level-headed. He's always cool, calm, collected. In a look at this team as far as a rebuilding aspect, I'd kind of like just to keep him in the, like, let him ride out a full season, taking his bumps, having his bad games. You've got enough coming off the bench to that if he's really terrible, they can pull him out. But so I'm a bit torn with that. I like DeRozan, and I like the fact that when we play Dylan Brooks, whatever team he's on next season or this season, that we got a guy who's not going to take his shit. Right. To put it bluntly.
Yeah. They don't like each other.
No, definitely. I think, like the only player that you could possibly bring on that hates Dylan more than DeMar is probably Donovan Mitchell, right? They hate back from college. They hate each other's guts. So, I don't hate it. And, like, DeMar's mid-range game is just beautiful. I've always been a big fan. But I don't know about giving up KCP, hey. I just like a guy who's been through the gauntlet twice.
Yes.
So that's my hesitation. It was like, I want a guy that when we hit the playoffs, a guy that really had, like, I say when we hit the playoffs, right? Like, I don't want a second seed Grizzlies team. We've been there, done that. All I want is a chance. If we have to do that through the playoffs, I've been watching NBA for long enough that I know that when the playoffs start, your regular season means shit. You start off 0-0. It's a whole new ball game. We've seen number 1 seeds fall to 8 seeds before. Like, it's not asking I just want a guy who's been there and done it and can guide the guys and say, hey, no, now's not the time, Jar, to self-explode. Now the time's for everyone to rally together, knuckle down, and get through this, win or lose.
Yeah. I think that there are so many. I agree with you in that I like having a guy like KCP who's been through the gauntlet like you described it. The what this does, though, is that it allows the Grizzlies to people keep saying, well, send John Conchar out, get him out of here, do this, that do the bottom of the bench guys. It's not necessarily about the bottom. You've got to be able to give value for value, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like what is John Conchar and as much as I just don't know if there's enough tape yet on Gigi to say for a team to say, yeah, we think we can make something of him. He's not playing. And so
that's what I mean, though. I think we're going to get him. I think we're going to lose a guy we really love.
Right.
That might take losing Cam. That might take losing Vince. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not giving us DeRozan. Like,
or it might take us losing Brandon Clark and Contavious Caldwell-Pope, which, listen,
I mean,
they're veteran guys, and you go, oh, man, that stinks.
true.
But Cam has been awesome.
He's been great. I wouldn't be giving up Cam. Like,
awesome.
whatever he's drinking, bottle it, give it to everyone else. Like, he's a maniac. I love him. Like,
I know.
I would be disappointed, but yeah,
I wanted to test and see tonight. Like, I was watching the game, and I was like, you know what? I know that the knock on Cam is that he's a small guard who doesn't have a lot of lateral quickness, and so teams target and hunt him. I wanted to see. I think it was maybe the Sacramento game or the Dallas game, and they hunted him for like almost half a quarter. Like, every time he was in the game, they hunted him every time on the defensive end of the floor. Yeah. That only lasted like 3 possessions tonight. Like, they stopped it because the Grizzlies defense was on a string in better than it has been. They weren't leaving Cam out to dry. I know the knock on Cam has been that he's just not a strong defender, but there's nothing about Cam's defense that tells me that his offense doesn't make up for it in spades.
Yeah, right? And then you got intangibles like heart and desire and stuff like that. The thing I really like about
basketball IQ, just everything. He makes winning plays when he's in the game. Good things happen when he's in the game.
And I can tell you the biggest difference between Cam and GG Jackson is that the thing I love most about Cam is that I think the biggest thing that translated from college to the pros for him was that he's a systems guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's a great systems guy. Whatever you want to run, he's your guy. And that's where GG lacks a lot. Like, do you know what I mean? So I think there's a lot that translate from Cam and success and Cam winning and, his heart, his desire, all that stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't be giving Cam up myself personally.
Yeah.
But I also just feel like when it comes to like there's definitely some tough calls, and we have a real good opportunity to improve the level of talent on this squad, which is, I think, something we should always be striving for, always kind of looking to be better without, bottoming out the team because of it. Like, you don't want to do a Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant trade at any stage, really, you know what I mean? But yeah, so like, incomplete roster, I think that we will consolidate a lot of players. Sacramento looked really good lately, actually, to be honest with you. Like, since we blew them out, they've been like competing. So, like, whether they decide to pull the plug and go through their 27th rebuild in the last 27 years, I think, the thing I would be kind of like contemplating if I'm Grizz head office is that Phoenix pick. If Phoenix are going to be good this year,
they'll give it up.
How high is that going to be?
They'll give it up. They'll drop the ball. They're not gonna. It ain't gonna last that long.
Self-employed, you reckon?
I don't know, man. What's your guy's name? From Charlotte, Mark Williams. That guy is awesome. Like,
yeah, but in the past, it's been effort with him. I don't know if you've seen the clip of the Charlotte broadcasters roasting him about his effort and switching off, like another level Ayton. So you don't know how long those switches stay on for. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you start hitting a losing patch. You start
hitting a losing patch, and this team has won Devin Booker extended 10-game stretch of not playing, of losing 10 in a row. They just, I think Colin Gillespie has been great for the Phoenix Suns, but he's a nice player. Dylan has been fine. Mark Williams has been great for them, but it all rises and falls on Devin Booker.
But they looked fantastic, and they looked super freaking fast with Jalen Green on the court.
That's true.
I know we got one game sample size.
One game sample size.
But my God, like with Book, Jalen, Dylan Brooks, like they looked real quick.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Well, you talked about Sacramento. That's our next game up. Sunday afternoon or Sunday night in Sacramento. We're playing. This is the third game of a 4-game road stretch that they're on. They beat New Orleans in New Orleans, beat the Clippers tonight. They've got Sacramento on Sunday, and on Tuesday they have San Antonio in San Antonio. Then they come back on December 5th against the Clippers again at home, Portland at home, Minnesota at home, Washington at home.
Yeah.
All right. Right now they're 8-12. 8-12. Let's do this. Let's go Sacramento, in Sacramento this Sunday. Win or loss?
No Sabonis?
I think Sabonis is out.
Yeah, I'm going Grizz. That's a Grizz win.
I
mean, they're gonna be itching a bit to get back at us.
Oh, they will.
They're gonna have their tightest budgie smugglers on. The tightest.
My question is, do you think that fan will be there, that Sacramento fan that went off on Zach Edey?
I think he'll be there. He probably won't be sitting so close to.
He won't be sitting so close.
Put him in the rafters.
Did you see that video today? The man goes, by the way, I took everything off because we're having a Black Friday sale, so come check it out. I'm like, bro, you just gave the game away, man. That's crazy.
You shouldn't have said that. Should have just kept it purely fan base.
Purely fan base. All right.
I will say, Westbrook. You watch the clip. Westbrook's like not saying a word, just looking like, well, he ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong. It's kind of how we all felt about the Clay Ja beef, right? Like we're gonna ride with Ja, but
he's our guy.
Clay ain't wrong. Clay ain't wrong. All right. Sacramento, San Antonio. Do they win that game or do they lose that game? On the road, 7 o'clock on Tuesday, December 2nd.
I think San Antonio get that win.
All right. So that's a
wait. Is Wemby back?
I think Wemby has he been gone?
Well, he sat out our last game, right?
Oh no, he played.
We lost that last San Antonio game because he was out. Remember, that was the big one we thought we would walk away with the W.
Let me see.
Yeah, calf strain, I think.
Oh, calf strain. Oh yeah, he might still be out. Oh, reevaluation point. Oh, he's going to be out for that game. Yeah. I forgot he was out.
You know, Edey is just such a big factor for us now.
I'm going W for that one.
You going W?
I'm going W. With Wemby out and Zack Edey back? Come on, man.
Yeah. I'm going with Grizz win.
Okay.
They let me down last one.
Right. Clippers, December 5th in Memphis, 7 o'clock. The LA Clippers.
I think that's a loss.
The Clippers?
Yeah.
They don't lose. They don't, dude. They are. Hold on. They're 5-14 on the year, and they are. Let me look at their.
I know they're like the oldest team in the league, but they're not just gonna like lay down and die. They got so much experience, and like it was a great win for us tonight. But that game could have went the other way. I mean, I don't know. Like going off today's game, Kawhi really just did give us his best shot, right?
That was
he gave us his biggest punch he had, right? And
that was vintage Toronto late last year of San Antonio, last 2 years of San Antonio Kawhi. That was awesome.
Yeah, I like as far as the squad goes,
he's going to be out for 6 weeks because of this game. What are you talking about? He's going to be out for a while. He's rest and recovery.
Hey, just a quick question. Have we heard any like reprimand from like the fudging of numbers from the Clippers yet from Adam Silver? Like, it just feels like they just got away with it. Like, no one cares.
Dude, it's all, listen, the very guy who is the guy the owner who enforces the rules, the rules committee for all the owners to make sure they are above board, circumvented the cap by fraudulently giving money to this company. The league is so mad at him that Ja Morant's probably going to get suspended for another 8 weeks for something. They're going to suspend him for something. Steve Ballmer's the richest dude in the NBA. Ain't nobody touching him. They're not doing anything to him. Somebody else will get busted for it. Yeah, come on. It's all. Listen, maybe
they'll use the money to build a bigger stupid wall.
Yeah,
I hate him going about that stupid wall.
I'm in my conspiracy bag with Adam Silver in the NBA right now because I fully think that those guys not only knew that they were doing that with aspiration, I think they co-signed that shit. Honestly, I think they co-signed it 100%.
You're going real deep.
I'm going deep with it. Yeah. That's not true. No. All right. So by Sunday, December 7th, I'm giving that Clippers game in Memphis a win for the Grizzlies because I think the Clippers do not travel well. They are not a road team. They were terrible on their previous road trip.
So would that take us to a 4-game win streak?
That would take us to a 6-game win streak if they beat. Yes. Which then puts you back. That would put them, if they beat Portland Sunday, December 7th in Memphis. If they beat Portland Sunday, December 7th, it's the battle of the Klingon versus Edey, man. That's going to be a fun one, right? That's going to be a fun one.
My kind of prediction with the Grizz was we'd get back to 500 by Christmas.
That would put them at 500 on December 5th or December 7th of this year.
So I'm sticking to my guns. Man, I'll tell you what. It's so funny how, like, last year's bad teams you can't count on to be bad again. Do you know what I mean? Like, Portland last year was like a bit of a sham, but they played pretty hard for Chauncey. I don't know if their paychecks were on the line or anything, but
they were. What do you think?
Yeah, now they got Tiago Splitter, and he's doing a really good job with them. And I watched I think they're the only squad to knock off OKC. I watched that game. That was like they played really well, really hard, and
they got freak athletes on that team.
Yeah, I mean, and Drew Holiday was awesome in that game. Like Denny was awesome in that game. Like, so like you just can't count out last year's bad teams thinking they're going to be bad again this year. You know what I mean? Because players develop, players get better, new players sign. Like, I mean, they've got so many bigs. I don't know what the hell Portland are doing with all this.
I mean, Portland is only a half game up from the Grizzlies right now in the Western Conference. So they are 8-11. The Grizzlies are 8-12, firmly in the 10 position, or well, only one game above Utah. But the Grizzlies are in the play-in right now, and Portland is in the play-in as well in the 9th position. So listen, man, the Grizzlies are doing some things, man. It looks once again. Shout out to Zack Edey, man. Shout out to Zack Edey. We said this. I said this on Anthony's show this week. I've said it on a couple of different shows. There are certain guys that come back from injuries that you just feel like are guys that, man, this looks good right now. Like this really helps the team right now. This Zack Edey return feels franchise altering to me.
Well, you said it earlier in the week. Like the product on the floor looks different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and like, I think you said, like, you know, if you're watching these games, like, and thinking we suck and we're terrible, like,
yeah,
madness take. Like, we're competing, we're playing hard. Yeah, okay, we've played a few bottom dwellers, but we've also lost to a few bottom dwellers at the start of the season. So, like, the turnaround is great, and it's only a matter of time, I think, before we knock off one or two big hitters. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to be OKC. I'm not going to, I'm not going to say that's going to be whoever, but like, I'm not going to say that's even going to be Detroit. But I mean, we hung tough with Cleveland.
Yeah,
and that was before Edey was back, right? So
yeah, we hung tough with Oklahoma City for the first quarter, two and a half quarters. Like, yeah, man. I mean, things have changed. Things are better. Zack Edey's return has set a lot of things right for this Grizzlies team. I've never noticed this before, but on the ESPN's Gamecast, it had who was out for the Grizzlies and it had an expected return date. Ja Morant is being evaluated, I think, in like a week. So there's a shot.
Looking forward to body language when he's back.
Yeah.
Vibe. Like he's showing all the right signs on the bench.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Which is great. All us Grizzly fans, we know he's like a vibes guy. Like if he looks unhappy, 9 times out of 10, he's probably unhappy. He looks fine. He's up cheering the guys on. I'm just really looking forward to when he does come back. Yeah. Like what's the vibe going to be?
All I know is the only thing I can take from what I saw this season is that 7-minute stretch when Zack Edey came back against Cleveland, when it was the full starting lineup with Ja, Jaren, Zach, Cedric. That was his first game to start actually for the Grizzlies, and Jaylen Wells. that starting five looked dynamic.
Yeah.
Dynamic. And I do think that we have two superstars on this team, or our two highest paid players on this team. Their success is contingent on having a big guy who can dominate the paint the way that Zack Edey does. And so I am very excited to see what it looks like when he comes back, when Ja comes back. And Zack Edey's got a couple of weeks in. He's got multiple games in where he's clearly, now the minute restrictions are off on him. He's good to go. He's ready. Jaren's continuing to play, and he seems to have turned a corner these last couple of games. I mean, Zack Edey played 32 minutes tonight, bro. Like, I think he played 35 the night before. So,
wasn't it because I think he went out maybe the 6-minute mark or something like that, and I was like, oh. But then it was good. Jock came in, hit that big three, and it allowed the pressure off, bring him in and run him into the ground. Which I think is, going back to that whole, low level, medium, high range that the coach was talking about. Yeah, not burning our superstars out so early in the season, which is something that I predicted a couple of weeks ago with Curry. It's like you can't play in this heavy early in the season, and they're falling apart. I don't know if you saw Butler's comments recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let everyone go search them for themselves. But like now Curry's out, he's probably going to be out for a week, if not two, and like there is some method to the madness, I suppose, with our coaching situation.
I agree. Art, all the way in Brazil, I think he said it was 4 a.m. in the morning where he is right now, 3 a.m. maybe. Shout out to Art. Said Ja, Coward, Wells, Jaren, Edey, Pippen, Jerome, Vince, and Santi. Yes.
I don't know, man. I think Pippen's sweating on that bench.
I think
watching these guys play.
I still think you can take Vince and drop Wells into that second rotation, but I don't hate either one of those. I said at the beginning of the year that I thought Ja, Cedric, Jaylen, Jaren, and Edey was the lineup of the future for this Grizzlies team. So I'll still stand on that, since I said it at the beginning of the season. But Vince is making me have a lot of conversations about what I would do with him. Because he is such a dynamic playmaker. You need a guy who's a secondary playmaker on this team. When has Ja ever had a good secondary playmaker on the team in a wing guard position? That was the biggest issue they had with Desmond Bane, and which is why the ceiling was capped with Desmond Bane. Yeah. You need a second playmaker.
I mean, we saw a lot out of Pippen last year, so I just want to know it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a not force-fed stat line. That sounds bad. He earned it. Like, he's really good on the ball defender. I thought last year he developed a really solid 3-point shot, which is something we kind of miss. He does give it up a bit with height, which is why I'd probably give the nod to Vince over him. But I got pretty thick skin. I'm willing to ride out a few games with Pippen Jr. just to see where he's at and see if his performance in that last playoff game last season. Sorry. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Well, listen, Grizzlies get a win, 112-107 against the LA Clippers. They play Sunday against the Sacramento Kings, the third game of a 4-game road trip. They have won 4 out of 5, and they're now 8-12 on the season. This is a big time. It's a good stretch for the Grizzlies. They're on the way back, man. So I'm excited to continue to see it happen. And Wayno, thanks for joining me tonight, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
You're the man, dude. Hey, by the way, folks are asking in the comment section, how can they get that Grizzlies painting behind you?
Oh, I don't even post. I'll post it on my Instagram and people can go nuts with it. How about that?
Yes. Post it on your Instagram. People will want that. They want that picture. So absolutely. Shout out to
my battered Grizzly, actually, but I don't know. When we keep winning games, it doesn't really make sense.
It still looks dope. It still looks dope. That is awesome. Listen, y'all need to go and check out Wayno's Instagram, Wayno Paints. He's got all of his stuff up there. It is so good. He is a supremely talented individual. My dad is an artist, and he tried to teach me how to draw. I ain't got it, bro. And so I know how difficult it is to draw. And so your skill level is wild to me. So shout out to you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
It's so good. I got it tattooed on my body, man.
Yeah, you did.
Let's go. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. It is midnight. It's 12:30 here in Memphis. It is 4 p.m. there for you, 2 p.m.
5:30. It's getting close to
5:30.
dinner. Getting close to dinner.
Go get some dinner. I'm going to go get some sleep. How's that?
That's sounds like a plan.
All right. We'll see y'all back here next time. Shout out to y'all for joining us. This is the post-game bounce. We'll be back on Sunday after the Sacramento Kings game. Shout out to you. We'll see you later.